So hello everyone and welcome to an adaptive chair yoga practice. And I think today I'd like to just jump right in and invite you to begin the yoga practice by finding a comfortable seat. It is challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to bring your hands to your heart center, or maybe to your Buddha belly. And then an invitation to take a moment to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. And to set a simple intention for your practice. So you might set your intention with one word. Intention, sankalpa, powerful practice when done sincerely. And then when you're ready, release your arms down by your sides, spiral your palms open, and wiggly fidget. Shake your hands vigorously. And so I'd like to share a little piece of writing from one of my favorite authors with you before we go any further. And so this is a little book called The Book of Qualities by Ruth Gendler. And so this little piece is called Change. And it's actually illustrated as well. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just going to hop in. Change. Change wears my sister's moccasins. He stays up late and wakes up early. He likes to come up quietly and kiss me on the back of the neck when I'm at my drawing table. He wants to amuse people, and it hurts him when they yell at him. Change is very magical, but sometimes you must listen for a long time before you hear the pattern of his music. I'll read it one more time. Change. Change wears my sister's moccasins. He stays up late and wakes up early. He likes to come up quietly and kiss me on the back of the neck when I'm at my drawing table. He wants to amuse people, and it hurts him when they yell at him. Change is very musical, but sometimes you must listen for a long time before you hear the pattern of his music. And so release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, and again, wiggly fidgets. Or if we haven't wiggly fidgeted yet, go for it. And if anything I share with you today feels uncomfortable, if even the most gentle movement causes pain, I'd like to invite you to maybe explore visualizing the movement or the pose. Imagination is powerful. Feel as though you're doing the movement. Energy flows wherever our thoughts go. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to ground through your feet. Center and ground through the soles of your feet. You might imagine, or pardon me, soles of your feet. So we want to keep our connection with Mother Nature. And we tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bone. So maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Energy moving in two directions. Lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. You might imagine that you have a thread on top of your head and it's pulling you way up to the sky. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down just a few times. And then from here, we'll transition into mindful movement. As you're ready, if you'd like and it's available to you, reach your arm up to the sky. And then slowly float your arm down. Gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement. On inhale, reaching up full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs. And we'll begin the movement on the other side. As you're ready, reaching your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. Let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement. On inhale, reaching up full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. And this time, let's explore reaching both arms up to the sky. Take a look between your palms if it doesn't create tension in your neck, and then return your gaze on the horizon. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands, and together we can shout out, I am, I can, and I will. And with a sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down just a few times. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. Take a moment to notice which feels better for you. Resting your palms face up, or does it feel better to rest your palms face down? If you are feeling restless, scattered, an invitation to explore resting your palms face down. This can encourage grounding. If you are feeling tired, fatigued, an invitation to explore resting your palms face up, open to receive. When you are ready, begin to soften your gaze. So moving our gaze downward, or maybe closing your eyes gently if that feels comfortable for you. Moving away from the busyness in our minds and more towards our heart. Allow your facial muscles to soften and release. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Relax your shoulders. Relax your elbows. Relax your wrists and your hands. Relax your fingers. Allow your throat to soften and release. Relax your upper back. Relax your mid back. Relax your legs. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to your breath. And without changing anything, maybe noticing that as we inhale, things expand. On exhale, things contract. And notice, is your breath long? Is it smooth? Or is your breath rough? And then when you're ready, place your hands on your lower belly, your Buddha belly. Or maybe it feels comfortable for you to rest one hand on your Buddha belly, the other on your heart center. And then an invitation to transition into a simple breathing exercise that research shows can help with pain management and anxiety. As you're ready, begin to deepen your inhale and lengthen your exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it is calming for our nervous system. And then see if you can begin to smooth out your breath. Your inhales and exhales are about the same duration and quality. At any point, if you notice your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, know that that's okay. That's the nature of our mind. Simply bring your awareness back to your breath. And so I'd like to invite you to maybe explore as you're practicing this simple breathing technique. You notice how it feels if you'd like to sway gently as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And then lastly, see if you can add a quality of softness to your breath. So you might imagine that you're petting your favorite furry friend. Or maybe imagining that you just tasted something delicious. And see if you can bring that same softness to areas of your body that you feel are too tight or knotted. Our breath is long and smooth and soft as we breathe in and as we breathe out. And just for a few more breaths, or as long as feels comfortable, I'd like to invite you to keep this simple breathing exercise flowing. At any point, if you notice your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, no big deal. That is the nature of our mind. So maybe bringing a gentle awareness to the sounds around you. So I just noticed the whoosh of a car passing by in front of the cabin. I can hear the ticking of the clock in my living room. And maybe noticing the gentle tone of my voice. And in a loving way, bring your awareness back to your breath. Your old friend, your breath. And wherever you are in your breath cycle, let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Drop your chin towards your chest. And gradually blink your eyes open. We are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. Notice, did you feel a subtle shift in your energy? We've begun the process of tuning in to our bodies and connecting with our breath. The bridge between our body and our mind, our breath. Release your arms down by your sides, spiral your palms open, and again, wiggly fidgets. So a little more vigorous this time. We do a little bum dance. At this time, I'd like to invite you to walk your hips forward in the chair. Come forward about 2/3 of the way. If you are needing or wanting the back of the chair for support today, honor that. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. And so some of you might have noticed that I have a yoga block between my feet. And so there's a practice in yoga called niyasam. So it means gentle touch. And so having the block between my feet cues my body mind, reminds me to place my feet approximately hip distance apart. And so sometimes in niyasam, the gentle touch might be the touch of a yoga buddy, teacher, or a yoga prop in this case, or your chair. And so I'd like to invite you to place your feet approximately hip distance apart. A little trick if we don't have a yoga block, sometimes is placing 2 fists between our knees. And take a moment to notice how it feels to have your feet in this placement. It is not one size fits all. So if this placement of comfortably hip distance apart for your feet works, lovely. If not, choose another placement for your feet. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to lengthen your spine. Front body is soft. And then press down through one foot and down through the other foot. It might be an energetic pushing down. Notice, can you feel one foot more than the other? Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And from here, I'd like to transition into a practice called sun breath, meditation on the heart. So an invitation to bring your hands to your heart center, or maybe your Buddha belly. And then on your next inhale, to extend your arms up and away. And then bring your hands back together at your heart center or your Buddha belly. So bowing our head to our heart. Inhale, extend arms up and away. And so moving in your own time and rhythm, keeping this gentle heart opener flowing. If you'd like, imagine the sun at your heart center. On your inhales, as you extend your arms away from you, imagine the rays of the sun radiating out all around you. And then gather that light and bring it back inside. As a symbol of the light that's always inside us. Inhale. On exhale, if you'd like to join me in making a B sound, Brahmari breath. Bumblebee breath. Inhale. Inhale. Place one hand on your Buddha belly, the other at your heart center. And maybe noticing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Release your arms down by your side. And again, wiggly fidgets. So dance like a toddler. They don't care who's watching. Okay. And so resting your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. Feet are grounded, so make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor on your footrest. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. You might imagine you have a thread on top of your head and it's pulling you way up to the sky. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. Up, B and D, back and down. And then when you're ready, we'll transition into a gentle warm up for our neck and shoulders. And so an invitation to begin with simple neck rolls. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. See if you can resist the temptation to move to your full range of motion. And then move in the opposite direction. Move your head up and down as if nodding yes. Be careful not to throw your head back. Soft, organic movements. And then move your head from side to side. And let's meet back at center. As you're ready, drop your ear towards your shoulder. If you'd like, release your opposite arm down by your side. Extend beyond your wrists to your fingertips. Let's meet back at center. Whatever we do on one side, we do on the other if possible. As you're ready, drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side. Extend beyond your wrist to your fingertips. Come on back, center. When you're ready, gently turn your head towards the left, looking over your left shoulder. Again, resist the temptation to go to your full range of motion. So just maybe bumping up against when you start feeling that resistance, pause. And then I'd like to invite you to imagine that you're nodding your head up and down slightly. Slowly bring your head back center. Moving through center, turn your gaze looking over your right shoulder. Again, imagine that you're nodding your head up and down. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. Come on back, center. Take a moment, notice how those movements made you feel. Check in, notice how's your breath, our old friend, our breath. And then when you're ready, we'll transition into shoulder circles. So roll your shoulders up, forward, down, and back. This is not a scrunch up towards the ears. Movements are soft and organic. And then reverse the direction. So up, back, and down. And then begin to move your arms in ways you don't typically move. And so moving in your own time and rhythm. It can be interesting to practice these movements with our eyes closed. Of course, I'm always here for you visually if you need or want. Stretch into the stretch. Get bigger in space. We are getting into the deeper tissue now. So you can imagine that your arms are like seaweed. Seaweed at the bottom of the ocean. So moving towards the light. Bring a gentle awareness to wherever your body is talking to you, and then breathe into that area. So energy goes wherever our thoughts go. Energy flows wherever our thoughts go, our breath. And then maybe noticing where you're not feeling so much going on. Breathe into those areas. Bringing our life force, our breath to those areas. And then finish up wherever your body's still talking to you. And slowly come back to stillness. Let your arms rest by your side. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. And notice how you feel. Not about what we look like in our yoga practice. The diagnostic tool is, how do I feel? And moving on, let's spiral our palms open. Soft, bending your elbows, nothing rigid. Reach up to the sky. Take a look between your palms if it doesn't create tension in your neck. Fold your fingers in. And this time we can shout out we instead of I if you'd like. And so we are, we can, and we will. And with a sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Your hands a little shake out. And shoulders. A little bum dance. So I would like to practice face yoga with you today. And it's come to my attention that a lot of us are holding a lot of tension in our jaw and our facial muscles these days. Not surprising. And so there's a lovely practice, movements that we can do to help release the tension. And so an invitation to join me in making some nasty looking faces. So when you're ready, open your mouth wide. And release. Let's open our mouth wide again. This time, see if you can bring your lips over your teeth. And release. This time, let's crunch our facial muscles. So imagine you just bit into a lemon. And release. Make a soft fist, bring it up to your jaw, and create resistance. If you are working with a yoga buddy today, this is something that you can do together. And then switch sides. So we don't want to stay there too long. Don't want to create lockjaw. And then make a soft fist, bring it up to the middle of your forehead, to your third eye. A lot of conversations about what the third eye is. So it's not rocket science. The third eye, middle of our forehead. Putting gentle pressure here can be regulating for our nervous system. Calming. And then release. Your hands a little shake out. And then if you'd like, reaching up and over. Place your hand on the side of your head. Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet, and again, creating resistance. And other side. Release your arm down. And if you like, take your hands to the back of your head. And then gently press your head against your hands. If you are not able to reach back there and you happen to have a headrest, maybe pressing against your headrest would feel good. And release. And give our hands a little shake out. And so when you're ready, let's reach our arms in front of our body. Take your hands to your shoulders, then stretch your palms. Hands to our shoulders, stretch your palms. Maybe exploring alternating from side to side. Release your arms by your sides, spiral your palms open. Take your hands up to your shoulders or wherever you can reach comfortably. And then imagine you're drawing circles with your elbow points on the screen in front of you or wall. See if you can create a little Buddha smile. When we smile, it releases saliva. So we want a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. We all know what it's like to go to the dentist. When you're ready, reverse the direction. So coming out of the movement, whenever you like, or on my cue. And when you're ready, release your arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And take a moment to notice how's your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. Trust that the sensations are there. It's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. Moving on, let's do some movements for our hands. So stretch your palms and maybe make soft fists. Stretch your palms, soft fists. Circle your wrists in one direction. Circle your wrists in the opposite direction. Notice, is one wrist tighter than the other? As human beings, we tend to be tighter on one side. And imagine you're playing piano. Getting that synovial fluid, Mother Nature's WD-40 flowing into all the little joints in our fingers. Interlace your fingers loosely. Maybe bringing your hands together, however feels comfortable for you. And again, wrist circles. You might imagine that you're drawing the infinity symbol. And then reverse the direction. Release your hands, reach your arms up to the sky. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands. So ground through your feet, sits bones sharp on the chair, lengthen from the tip of your tailbone all the way up through to the crown of your head. Take a look between your hands, notice they're facing each other, maybe. And then return your gaze on the horizon. So we are, we can, and we will. With a sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times and take a rest. And let's transition into a movement called Finding Our Balance. Balance, the equal distribution of presence throughout our entire body. When you're ready, take hold of the underside of your chair, sitting up tall, hinging from the hips, rock forward a little. So not about seeing how far we can go. We just come to that just right amount of effort and ease. Rock back up. Hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. In your own time and rhythm, keeping this gentle rocking movement flowing. There's something about the rocking movement that our nervous system likes. Slowly finish up the movement that you're on. Rest your hands on your lap and take a moment to notice how this feels. And when you're ready, begin to sway from side to side. And slowly come on back to a neutral spine. And take a moment, notice how that movement made you feel. And then when you're ready, an invitation to shift your weight to one side. And if you can pull the bum flesh away from your sits bones, so on either side, or it might be you do a little bum dance. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, take a nice inhale through your nose, unless you're congested. Exhale slowly. As you exhale, see if you can draw your sits bones towards each other. And release. Did you feel a subtle shift in your body? So maybe a little lift of your chest, and so subtle that it might only be apparent to you. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to bend your arms low in front of you. Find a space that you can gaze on softly straight ahead, and we'll transition into a gentle twist. If you'd like to challenge yourself a little more, explore bending your elbows, fingers reach to the sky, moving with your breath. Moving from side to side. Sometimes call this washing machine. And slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Float your arms down. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. And take a moment to let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Our belly is soft, breath is quiet. And from here, let's transition into a movement that actually I don't really have a name for at this time. But I like to deconstruct the poses and the movements. Some of the movements are modified or adapted. Occasionally, I might do a classical pose, even seated in the chair. And so sometimes I like to think of these movements as a string of pearls. And so with that in mind, let's repose. Make sure your feet are placed evenly on the floor or on your footrests. Sits bones are sharp on the chair. Spine is long, or front body is soft. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to bend your elbows, fingers reach up to the sky. Draw your forearms together or towards each other. Open up your chest. Imagine you have a walnut between your shoulder blades and you're trying to crack it. Draw your elbow points down towards the earth. Turn your palms inward. Breathing in, reach up to the sky. Hinging from the hips, rock forward. Take hold of the sides of your chair for stability, or wherever you need to feel stable and balanced. Maybe walking your feet forward a little bit if you need to or want to. And then pressing down through your inner heels. Place one hand on each knee or thigh. Lift from your chest. Let's explore this movement one more time. So elbows are bent. Draw your forearms together. Inhale, open up your chest. Draw your elbow points down towards the earth. Turn your palms so they face inward. On inhale, reach up to the sky. Hinging from the hips, rock forward. Take hold of the underneath of the sides of your chair. Pressing down through your inner heels. Place one hand on each knee or thigh. Lift from your chest. Come on back up seated. Release your arms by your side, then take a moment and notice how's your breath. Notice any subtle sensations. When you're ready, let's come into a side bend. So taking hold of the underneath of the side of your chair, or if you happen to have an armrest, you might be resting on your armrest. Release your opposite arm down by your side, spiral your palm open. With a soft bend in your elbow, take your hand up to your shoulder, hinging to the side, or maybe you feel comfortable reaching your arm way up and over. And so I'm going to place my arm up and over today. Then turn your gaze down towards the floor and breathe into your side body, into your rib cage. Slowly come out of the pose on this side. Take a moment and we'll practice the side bend on the other side. Take hold of the other side of the chair, release your opposite arm by your side, spiral your palm open. Take your hand up to your shoulder, or maybe it feels okay to reach way up and over. Stretching from our armpit along our side body all the way down to our hip. Keep your sit bone on the chair. And slowly come out of the pose on this side. Rest your hands on your thighs. Notice how this feels. Next, let's come into a seated twist. More fuller version. So I'd like to invite you to walk your feet out so that your knees are a little wider than outer hip bone distance, if that is possible. It's okay to have your toes turned outward. Knees in line with your ankles. When you're ready, reach your, this time I'll be cueing left, right. So reach your left hand over to your right near thigh. Apologies, I'm not mirroring you today. Take your right hand to the side of the chair. Notice we're already into the twist at this point. Let's see if we can go a little deeper. On inhale, lengthen your spine. On exhale, going into the twist a little deeper. Our head turns last. Slowly unwind. Come back center. Take a moment and we'll come into the twist on the other side. As you're ready, reach your right hand over to your left near thigh. Left hand comes beside you or behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. On exhale, going into your twist a little deeper. Head turns last. Eyes are closed softly, focused inward or soften your gaze. Slowly unwind. Release your arms by your side and rock and roll. Reach up on an inhale, on exhale, twist to the side. In your own time and rhythm, keeping this movement flowing. Just for a few breaths, or as long as feels comfortable. Remember to go into your twist on an exhale. Finish up the movement that you're on. Going back to a neutral spine. Take hold of the sides of your chair for stability. And so twists and forward bend, or twists and side bends, pretty intense spinal movements. So we need to realign our spine. As you're ready, hinging from the hips, come forward a little. And with a flat back. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then breathe into your lower back. Or imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. Slowly come out of the forward fold by pressing down through your inner heels. Lift from your chest, one hand on each near thigh. And come on, seated back comfortably to transition into your final relaxation. And so make sure you have what you need to stay warm. So this is the dessert part. And so I always like to suggest a blanket or a pillow on your lap. That can be encouraging, grounding, can help with fatigue. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. Soft yoga belly, Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Soft palms, quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you'd like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it's challenging to quiet the mind, sometimes placing our hands on our Buddha belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. Without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body. Thank your body again. Our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like, and come on up seated comfortably to finish up your yoga practice. And so bring your hands up to your chest, your heart center if you'd like, lifting your heart to your hands, bowing your head to your heart. Take a moment to honor yourself and each other for showing up for yoga practice today. And so lots of folks out there that we can't see, however I feel, trust that we're connected. And so the teacher me honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. Take a moment to bring the intention that you set at the beginning of the class back to mind, and then let it go. Notice how you feel before and after your yoga practice. And I guess we'll open it up for a few minutes. Adam, if you'd like, behind the scenes, lovely tech host. If there are any questions or feedback, always love to hear from you. Otherwise, have an amazing week.